Now we're live. So for this one, lesson 1 is gross debt service ratio. So our goal today is for us to calculate the maximum monthly housing cost for a given monthly gross income. So it depends on how much we earn every month. That will give us an indication on how much what we can afford on mortgage payment, on heat, and on property tax. And then use monthly housing costs and gross income to calculate the GDSR. There's a formula for that. And then use the gross debt service ratio to determine whether or not we are approved or granted a mortgage or not, whether the mortgage is affordable or not. So let's take a look at this part here. It says here, can I afford a mortgage? Many people are unsure of whether they can afford to purchase a property or not. So financial institutions have developed a formula. So a formula to help us determine if we are going to be approved or not. And we'll talk about the formula later in a second. So it says here, financial institutions. So what are the financial institutions? Your bank, your bank, or a credit union, right? Or any lender, a broker. Those are your financial institutions. Use the following rule. Your 3 main housing expenses. Main housing expenses are the mortgage payment, the property tax, and heating. So all of these are part of your housing expenses. Okay? So all these 3 things that we have to pay for when we have a home, it should not exceed 32%. Should not exceed 32%. Why is that? Why is that?
So money for other expenses like food and car payments, whatever.
Yeah, food, insurance, right? Gas for your car, your kids' stuff. You need some entertainment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably just not a lot of people could pay much more than that every month.
Which one? The 32%? Yeah. Well, it's
Base number, I guess.
yeah. That's the comfortable amount that the bank is saying. Like if let's say I'll give you a chart, and I think all of you have taken Essentials 30. Let's say this is the pie chart of your income. All of this is your income. A third. Well, how big is a third? If you cut this into 3 equal parts, this is 1/3. Oh, peace sign. There you go. A third. So this is 1/3, approximately 32%. 32% will be used to pay mortgage payment, property tax, and heating bill. And then these 2/3, okay, you're absolutely right. You have to eat, you have to buy clothes, you have to pay for your credit card, you have to pay for your kids' stuff, right? So we don't use all of our money or a big chunk of money to pay for house stuff because you have to live. It says here, okay, 32%. Make sure this is important. Now I'm gonna take a look at example 1. It says your friend has a monthly gross income of $4,000. So they have an income of $4,000 gross income, and he says that he can afford housing costs, or housing costs are those 3 things: monthly payment for mortgage, property tax, and heating, and he says he pays $2,000 for that. explain why this is not true.
Exceed like 32%.
Yeah, exceed. So this is not true. Not true because $2,000 exceed the 32% GDSR. Exceed. It went over. What do you think the percent is of this 2,000? 50. That means half of the income is going to those three things. So you're living off $2,000 for the other stuff, right? So it's not true because 2,000 exceed the 32%. So 2,000, so this is what your whole income is, your friend's whole income. This is what 2,000 is. Okay, and it should be how much? What? Only 32%. Should be 32%. This is 50%. Oh, you're already calculating. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And we'll get to the calculation piece. Can you see that? And I like putting that in here because we want to see a visual rather than just calculation. 2,000 is half. Now, let's take a look at the next question. What is the maximum amount that he should be spending on housing cost? So, we know it's going to be 32%. And 32%, I know you did this in grade 11. If you've taken it. 32% means 32 out of 100 times 4,000. So 32% would be 32 out of 100 times 4,000. Let's calculate that and see what that gives us. I'm only getting $1,280. $1,280. So he should only be spending $1,280 on mortgage payment. Just mortgage payment, heat, and property tax. He's going over. Are there any questions about that? So here's 32%, 32 over 100. You might see this. Okay, you probably could do this too because 32% is the same thing in decimal form is 0.32. Okay, times 4,000, 1,280. Any questions there?
Yes, I just need to know GDSR what that one means.
Gross, the GDSR. The G stands for gross. D is debt is owing. Service ratio. That's your GDSR. Yeah, no problem. So far, so good. Got 32% of 4,000 is 1,280. Okay, example number 2, or go to the next page. It says here, how do we calculate the gross debt service ratio? How do we calculate the GDSR? So this is where at the beginning of the lesson, it says there, it has a formula. And this is the formula. Okay. Certainly you could memorize the formula, but you don't have to memorize the formula. You will be given the formula, or you can create a study sheet, a formula sheet on the test. So, you know, there's no pressure right there. But what you need to do is know when to use it and how to use it. So here's a formula. We said that it's GDSR is based on monthly mortgage payment, property tax, monthly heating, and monthly income. I want you to focus on the words here. Those are all monthly, right? So, and then divided by the gross monthly income, times it by 100 so that we have that percent in our answer. So if the GDSR is under 32%, the financial institution will consider giving you the mortgage or lending you the money if it's under 32%. If it's over 32%, definitely the lender, the bank, will not grant us the loan to buy the house. It's just not too affordable. You won't have enough money for the other stuff that you have to pay for. Okay, so example number 2. You would like to buy a house with a monthly mortgage payment of $775. Okay, so monthly mortgage payment of $775 and 75 cents. Monthly property tax is $125, and average monthly heating cost is at $150. And your gross monthly income is $3,000. So it says here, use a formula to calculate the GDSR. So GDSR, okay, what's the first thing that we have to do?
All your expenses.
Yeah, add up all of the expenses, right? It says monthly mortgage payment is $775 and 75 cents. Certainly, thank you. And it says here plus property tax, monthly property tax. Well, how much is monthly property tax? $125 plus monthly heating. How much is that? $150. Okay, so that's that part there. All of that has to be divided by gross monthly income, which is $3,000. And then what do we do next? Whatever that is, you multiply by 100 to make it a percent. So GDSR, absolutely, we add all of those up. Okay. All of those expenses, oh, I lost it, 1,050 and 75 cents divided by 3,000 times 100. Okay, so 1,050 and 75 cents divided by 3,000. Okay, times 100. I'm gonna get 35.0, right off to 2 decimal places, 0.03%. Is everybody okay with this? 35.03%. Now, looking at that, did we do everything? Yeah. All of these housing expenses divided by income times 100, 35.03. We did that. Question B, would the bank likely grant a mortgage? No, okay. Well, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. No is the correct answer, but we have to justify our answer. Because GDSR is over 32%. Yeah, means all of these house expenses is just way too much for their comfort. Now, if that's the case, explain how a person could lower their GDSR.
Lower the heating bill.
Okay. Lower the heating bill. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna try to lower the heating bill. That's after they would have purchased the home, right? After they purchase a home, that's the only way they can lower their heating bill. Yeah. Yeah, fine. Okay, yeah. Find a cheaper house. And what does a cheaper house do? Lowers the monthly mortgage, right? So if the house that I found is way too much for my income, I have to look for maybe a slightly smaller house, right? Find a cheaper house to lower mortgage payment.
Get a better paying job.
Payment, okay. Increase, so what we can do is we can increase income by getting a better job, or maybe an extra part-time job. Absolutely. You can put a down payment, like some of those stuff that you're giving me are still we haven't talked about, but certainly those are fantastic things. Have a bigger down payment, because if we have a bigger down payment, our mortgage payment goes down because our mortgage payment goes down. Anything else that you could think of? Those are perfectly good possibilities for, yeah.
Second income, spouse.
Yeah, second income, okay. Okay, I'll just put that increased income by getting a better job, or maybe a spouse can get a job if, yeah. Or I'll just increase that in here, or spouse could get a job, right? Yeah, thank you. Anything else? Certain area have lower property tax. Certain area have a higher property tax. So we could say, look for a house with lower property tax. Like, your house could still be big, it could still be the same amount, but if the property tax within that area is lower, then it would make it your GDSR lower. GDSR, the lower the better, right? Because like sometimes people say the bigger the better. In this case, GDSR, lower the better, right? Is that good? Yeah? Okay, example number 3. Sebastian would like to purchase a house. Okay, good. So would like to purchase. He hasn't purchased it yet. The bank thinks that the mortgage payment would be $1,280. Sebastian's gross annual income is $45,900. Now, this one is a tricky one because they gave us the annual. What does the annual mean? The whole year. And to use a formula, we need the monthly, right? So this one is a little tricky. We have to find out the monthly for sure. Okay, let's read on. The annual property tax, again, annual property taxes is $2,530. Okay, again, tricky because it says annual, right? And then the average monthly heating is $190. Okay, this one's no trick to this one. Calculate Sebastian's GDSR if the bank would likely to grant Sebastian a mortgage for this house. Okay. Oh, I forgot monthly payment. So this one, there's no trick for that. Okay, so GDSR. Okay, so what's the formula again? Monthly payment for the mortgage. Monthly payment for the mortgage is 1,280 plus, okay, I'm just gonna switch in here, monthly property tax. Okay, monthly property tax. It says here, this is annually. So we have to divide this by 12. Yeah. So that's going to give us 210 and 83 cents. And then monthly heating, okay, there's no trick to that. That's 190. Divided that by monthly gross income. Okay, but this gross income is an annual, so we have to divide this by as well. So 3,825. All of that, after we figure that out, divided by 3,825 times 100. Let's do that. So go ahead and figure that out. I'll do the same. Okay, I got 43.94%. Rounding it off to 2 decimal places. Did you get that number? Okay, is that a good thing? No. Okay. So it says here, calculate Sebastian's GDSR, which we did, and determine if the bank will grant a loan for his house. Okay, so our answer would be no, because GDSR exceeds 32%. Okay, the GDSR is over 32%. So no. Okay, next one. Example 4. How are we for time? Suppose you have a gross income of 3,400. Okay, gross monthly income of 3,400, and you wish to purchase a property that has a monthly taxes of 185 and an average monthly heating bill of 175. What is the maximum monthly mortgage can we afford? So this is how much we're earning. We don't know how much money we can afford to pay for our mortgage payment. Okay. So with this amount, we are allowed 32% of our income, right? 32% is allowed to pay for your house stuff, house expenses. So 32% times 3,400, or you can go 0.32 times 3,400. $1,088. So this 1,088 is for all 3 things that we have to pay for. It's for mortgage payment, for heat, and property tax. Okay, so those are for the 3 things that we have to pay for. 32%, a third of our income, should only go for these 3 things. Well, we already know how much the heat is, right? Heat is 175. More property tax is 185. So whatever is left over after we've taken those out is our mortgage payment. So it's 1,088, subtract 185, subtract 175, whatever is the remaining for that, that's left for mortgage payment. So 1,088 minus 185 minus 175 is $728. How's that one? Is that okay? Are there any questions? How do you like it? It's good? Like right on to the calculation. So here's what we can work on. Okay. I'm gonna ask you to do questions 1, 2. 1 and 2. There's not enough space for us to do the questions here. Okay, so we probably have to use a separate sheet of paper to show our work. We do question 1 and 2. I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and then we'll go over the questions together. Okay, so that's on page 4. Another thing too is that the answer, before we even go over it together, the answer should be at the back. So you can see if you are on the right track or not before we go over it.
Where do I get the information for this one?
Oh, determine the maximum. Oh, yeah, the 32%. So yeah, so the maximum. So this is how much they're earning. So just take 32% of
Oh,
that.
off that?
Rounded up would be 20. Rounded up would, never mind.
Round it up to 20. Are you talking about number 2? Oh, okay. I didn't even get your name yet.
Because I start at 10 and I'm with Jerome. 11 I'm with Jocelyn across the hall, and then this period I'm with you, and then it's the end of the day, so I start work at 2.
Jocelyn. And then 12. Right? Do you have to start? Do you always start at 10 or can you
I
start
could start at 9.
at 9? And you work
Every day at 2 to 6. So
yeah, it's 2 to 6.
it's by Sturgeon Heights, so it's decently far away.
Yeah, I don't think it's always the best idea to leave, especially early. Yeah, let me take a look and see what we could do for you. Okay? Veronica.
Yes.
We might have to switch you. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this question number 1.
Can I see that example 4 again?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Went too fast.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah,
that's right. You got 88, 1,080. Yeah. So this is how much you're going to be spending on these three things. So far we know it's heat is this much.
Okay.
And we know property tax is that much. So just take it off, and whatever's left over, that's your
Okay, thank you.
house. Okay, so let's take a look at question number 1. It says here, Eliza earns $3,600 a month. And looking at this question, it's like, oh, that's it? That's all the information I get? So it says here, determine the maximum amount that she should be spending on housing cost. Now, we know that if this is her income, $3,600, only about 32% should be spent on those three things: mortgage payment, property tax, and heating. So you go 30%, so 0.32 times 3,600. It's 1,152. Make sure, try to show your work and write down your answer with the appropriate unit, and the appropriate unit for this case, it's $, because it's money. So for that's what's allowed. We're only allowed 32% of your income. 32% of your income for the housing stuff. Yeah. So if you take a look at this, at the very beginning, okay, your three main housing expenses should not exceed 32%. So 32% is your magic number. Okay? Question number 2. This one here says Tabitha earns gross monthly income. Good. I see the word monthly, which is great. Looking to purchase a home. Heating is $150 per month. Good. Because it's monthly. Property tax is $180 per month, and mortgage payment is $765 a month. So I don't have a space in here, so I'm just gonna grab a piece of paper. Let's try that. So question number 2. GDSR is mortgage payment $765 plus $150 plus $180 divided by 3,950 times it by 100. I think most of you are very, very familiar, should be familiar with the orders of operation. BEDMAS, yes? Orders of operation? Kinda? Okay. Yeah. We're gonna apply that. So that means we have to work this out first. 765 plus 150 plus 180. So all of these three expenses add up to 1,095 divided by 3,950 times 100. Okay. Now from there, we divide first by this amount, the gross income, and then times it by 100. Oh, got 27.72. What do I put? Dollars? Percent. 27.72%. So do you think that's a good thing? Yeah? It's less, under 32%. Yeah. So we're going to follow the orders of operation here. So add up all the expenses. Divided by 3,950 and times it by 100. Did everybody get that amount? 27%?
About 37. I don't know how that managed to happen, but I figured it out.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah.
Would 28% have been acceptable?
Oh, that's what you were saying about 28, rounding it approximately 28%. 28% approximately is correct, but I'm also mindful of the provincial exam, which we will be writing at the end of the semester. And provincial exam, they want us to round off to 2 decimal places. So yeah, might as well get used to that. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
What about the decimal in the other side? Beside 2.
Which one? 27.72?
Yeah, it's 0.2772.
Oh, you didn't divide it by 100.
Oh,
You didn't times it by
yeah.
100.
You just have to multiply it by 100.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be 0.2772, but we have to write it in percent, so multiply by 100. Okay, I think that closes off our afternoon in math. Before you head out, I just want to make sure that I take your attendance, because I didn't get a chance to take your attendance yet. So don't pack up and leave, otherwise you might be marked absent. For the assignment for tonight, and I know already Monday is already an assignment, you can finish off the rest of the questions on page 4 and question, and also to page 5. Okay?